Howdy, hello, fellow movie fans, and welcome back to the greatest movie franchise tournament hosted by Wisco Movie Watchers Club. As always, we're your hosts, Evan and Dylan Davies. Those Davies boys. We're still in round one here, Dylan. And is there a matchup you're looking forward to in this round?
Considering I haven't looked at the bracket, no.
You know what? I love the transparency you have as a host. I think that's something that should really be honored by people. Now, you should have saw in the video production that we already have the bracket up and updated from the last round. But quickly, Jurassic Park took out Austin Powers and will be taking on Indiana Jones, which beat out Nightmare on Elm Street. So we have a Spielberg on Spielberg fight. We got a lot of director on a director violence in this tournament. We got
Civil Wars.
Yeah, we got Marvel's Phase 2 took out the original Batman franchise from the 90s, and it'll be taking on the play-in winner of How to Train Your Dragon, having a little bit of a Cinderella run here, which beat out Marvel's Phase 1. We have Toy Story, an easy victory over Vacation, taking on Star Wars, which narrowly beat out the X-Men. So that's a fun matchup. Then we have The Godfather, which just took out Deadpool, and that'll be taking on another possible juggernaut in The Dark Knight that beat out the play-in winner of Mad Max. So today we got a whole heck of a lot of stuff to cover, and Dylan and I are admittedly both trying to do rapid fire here, so we're going to see what we can do. I think this first battle that we're going to have is going to be really interesting.
Real quick, just to cover the scoring system.
Yes.
Evan's going to give a score out of 10. I'm going to give a score out of 10. Then we pulled a Rotten Tomatoes score from the critics and the audience.
Yeah.
And those are also out of 10. So the overall total score for this round is going to be out of 40. And then as we go further into the tournament, more numbers like Letterboxd and an impact score get thrown in the mix.
Correct. So we're going to have a grand old time here with this one. So the first matchup is quite possibly the greatest trilogy of all time, The Lord of the Rings, will be taking on the 4 rebooted Planet of the Apes film, which is a strong contender, I will say.
I would agree.
So right off the bat, where do you want to... I think I already tipped my hand at what I think of these movies, but...
Well, it is hard to say that it's not like a perfect trilogy.
I mean, all due respect, even by a critical standard, The Lord of the Rings, just the book series, which the movies are very faithful to, is widely considered one of, if not the best written story of all time.
Whoops.
And it is also the foundation by which all fantasy is judged. So if you have a faithful movie adaptation of it that was successful, most likely it will be successful.
Yeah, I've said my hot take before, which is I think the movies are better than the books, which is not a thing I say.
Well, also, you're talking to a huge Lord of the Rings fan that I don't think that's an insane take, because I do think that the movies allow an audience that the books don't inherently do, because the books are dense and the books do a lot of world building. I will say the one thing, if someone said
there's a lot more meandering in the books.
There's a lot of meandering world building, and if someone said you need to give me a criticism of the Lord of the Rings books, I'm not going to allow you to leave until you say it, I would say there's some meandering world building there that is unnecessary, where you don't always need, Iluvatar, god of this, do that, and he used to be called Olorin from old. Like, you don't need that kind of stuff half the time in the films, which the films do cut through a lot of that kind of stuff, which is good. And they make some very slight adaptation changes that I think are very worthwhile. But
huge juggernaut when it comes to the math. Also.
Yeah, the math is going to be difficult. So before we even go Lord of the Rings, I will give my scores on those, but let's go Apes.
Okay.
Would you say this is fair to say Apes probably ain't going to do well in this? in this specific matchup.
Well, yes, because most matchups I think it actually would win
I do too.
because we're counting all four of them,
Yeah.
um, and I think all four are quality movies.
See, the only one I haven't seen is the last one that just came out like a year ago.
I was pleasantly surprised because I wasn't expecting much, so it was like, okay, yeah, that was a good movie. Like it was fun to watch.
Sure.
I mean, is it as good as the first three? Probably not. But you also lose Caesar as a character, so
Which is the heart and soul of everything. If
exactly.
you're gonna rank the rebooted apes, where do you go? Top to bottom.
Dawn is definitely number one.
Is that two?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I don't really like the third one, so that one would be my least favorite
Because I was
out of
gonna
those three.
because I was gonna say of the four, obviously I haven't seen the fourth, so let's unrank it. I would go two, three, one. One does have a little bit more build than I would need. Three, I was kind of ready for the conflict, but I do think there's a clear two is the best. One and three are up to debate. It's on your taste of what you want to see, I would say.
Mhm.
It's that franchise won't ever get enough credit because it did so much for motion capture to help really finalize what
Yes,
mocap is now.
actually, this is really a battle of the mocap.
It is the father of mocap going against because like all due respect, this is how you know this is a mocap battle. I've been rewatching Light and Magic, the Industrial Light and Magic documentary series on Disney Plus. Highly recommend. And even in the Disney owned, Disney produced ILM series, Gollum is so goddamn undeniable. They have to cover competitors with Gollum. It's not a lot. You can clearly tell they don't want to go into it enough, but they even dedicate a couple minutes to saying Gollum because it is such a leap forward. Like, even though yes, Jar Jar Binks is a huge step forward. As much as we don't like him as a character, mocap wise, it's astounding what they did in 97,
Mhm.
98, 99 with that character. However, when you're talking about mocap characters, Gollum is the one, right? That sets everything else
Yeah.
ahead of it. It ironically it becomes its own franchise again, where everything is either before or after it, and everything is judged by what it did. And so it's interesting.
Mhm.
Then you get the same performer to go do a mocap performance with Caesar in Apes. So it is really interesting.
Yeah, I think Caesar is his best acting as well.
Interesting.
He's fantastic as it. Like it's, I feel like it's very underrated. But I mean, when you look at the numbers, it's a pretty fair battle, honestly,
Okay.
because it goes for the first one 82-77, the second one 91-88,
Yeah.
the third is 94-84,
Wow.
and then the fourth is 80-77. So they all are well reviewed movies.
Do you know who directed the fourth one for me?
No idea.
Because Matt Reeves obviously did the three, which is why I was so excited when they announced Matt Reeves was doing
Um,
Batman.
I think Matt Reeves only did two and three.
I thought he did one as well.
Pretty sure about that.
Let's double check on that. Either
I
way,
got it.
the best of the franchise is done by Matt Reeves. So, which is why the second they said Matt Reeves is doing Batman, I went, that's an acceptable director. Because I always get skeptical whenever they get a
Rupert
director.
Wyatt did the first.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And let's see the fourth one.
But that is admittedly where I want it. I always get very protective of
Wes
that.
Ball,
That's
who
not,
I've never heard of.
never heard of him before. I mean, hopefully it's
He
a
did all
launch
the.
pad if it's well
Oh,
done.
well, he did all the Maze Runner movies, and because this is important to you, he's doing the Legend of Zelda movie.
Apparently, I gotta watch this. I don't love Maze Runner in there, but I will say this: I've never watched the Maze Runner movies. Wait, no, have I?
I've seen the first. It's fine.
Did I see the last one? I think I saw the last one because Ab was just watching it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And they're like, "Jeff Daniels is in it out of nowhere." No, that's Divergent. That's not Maze Runner. That's Divergent. Sorry.
Uh,
So I've never
Maze
seen.
Runner, Still Running. Is that what the second one's called?
It should be.
And
Um,
then what's the third? Maze Runner, Running Forever,
I think it should be.
Running on Empty,
I think
Running on
I
Empty.
like that one. I think also if they're ever going to do a spin-off, it should have been uh, Maze Runner, not quite a Running Man. Just put off playoff titles forever and just do it. That's some good spoof shit, by the way.
So out of 10, what would you give eights?
I think this is a solid 8 for me. I think
Oh, okay. That's more than mine,
I,
which
I,
that's surprising.
I they're all extremely solid. And by extremely
Mhm.
solid, I mean I don't think you can go if you are a fair moviegoer. If it's not your cup of tea, obviously you can say that to anything. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. But if you're just a run of the mill moviegoer that's open to watching good movies, I don't think you can be disappointed by watching Planet of the Apes, the reboot
Yeah.
franchise. And all of them, especially those original three, are incredibly compelling and tell a story that's incredibly relatable through a character that at one time can't speak or barely can speak, and then but still keeps this very animalistic behavior that really makes you understand the allegory of what they're trying to do with that franchise. Where
Mhm.
because I've seen the original Planet of the Apes, or at least a lot of it. I don't understand why people thought it was cool or fun.
Won the first makeup Oscar.
And so, I mean, here's the thing. It's a sci-fi premise that's interesting, but it's not something that would usually be for me, and that's why I have such high score for it. Is because I remember being like, they're rebooting Planet of the Apes. This is gonna be dumb as hell, man. Like, no. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh shit, okay. Like, this is really fucking good. I'm excited for the second one. And the second one was incredible. So that's why I'll go 8 on Apes.
Okay. I would go with a 7 because I give literally all of them a 7, except the second one I'd probably give a 7.5. So it's not a crazy high number or anything, but they were all like solid quality movies.
Yeah.
So out of 40, the final score for it is 31.82. The
High
critics
again, they just got the wrong draw.
the critics was 86.75%. Audience was 81.5, which is it's a lot more than most of these franchises.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Lord of the Rings. What's your score?
9.5.
Okay, I would say it's hard not to say a 9.
Because I would
I
put
think I'm,
Fellowship and Return of the King both at 9.75s. And I would put
oh, okay.
Two Towers at 9.25.
I think I'll go 9. Like
That's just a lot.
I'm torn between. Actually, I'll go 8.75. How about that?
just to do it.
I don't know. I give very few movies a 9, so
But I think they're movies that are worth it, you know? I think in this tournament, looking at some of these movies, I'm just taking a glance here. I think there's at least 5, 6, 6 movies that deserve a 9. And I think, ironically enough, 3 of them belong in this franchise. I just think they're that well made, and that's the thing. Two Towers, in comparison to Fellowship and Return of the King, I always view it as lesser, which is hilarious because that movie is incredible.
by the numbers, that's actually the best reviewed one.
Which is hilarious.
Because, yeah, it goes 92, 95, 95, 95, 94, 86 for return, which
Whoever
doesn't seem right to me.
Whatever 6% put negative on Return of the King is
Well,
just
I'm more thinking the 14% of audience that think it's not a 3 out of
those
5 or
there's
higher.
always going to be those people that are out of their fucking minds. I have
So out of
I'm
40,
sorry also if you're not crying when Aragorn literally turns to the hobbits and says, "My
Yeah,
friends,
it's a great moment.
you bow to no one. If you're not crying, you're dead inside." Okay, I just want just to. I was having a bad time a couple days ago, and I just put that on just to be like, you know what? I just need to feel again, and I cried. It was a reaction video to it, and I just put it on repeat. I was like, I don't care. I just want to see it, and constantly.
It's a great moment.
It's amazing.
Out of 40, this is impressive. 36.81.
Holy shit!
So almost 37. Can be hard to beat.
This is going to be extremely hard to beat. Again, Apes would have took out almost every single one of the competitors on the other
Yeah.
bracket. It
We
just got.
There was quite a few that didn't even crack 30
I know.
when on our first episode.
That's fucking wild. Okay, well we have our winner. It's the Lord of the Rings. Honestly, sad to see Apes go. 07s to you, but it's Lord of the Rings. What are you gonna do?
It is what it is. Sometimes you go up against just the wrong opponent.
You just go against the wrong opponent. I agree with you. Now we'll take on our second battle here. I don't think we have to deliberate as much. Mission Impossible versus Star Trek. I'm interested to see how this one goes because I certainly have a higher opinion of of one of these franchises over the other.
Yeah,
But
Mission Impossible. So, kind of, mine is in. Actually, I'll go Star Trek first because that's the page I flipped to.
okay, there you go.
I think the first one is great. It's in my top 100. I'm pretty sure it was number 100 or number
Specifically,
99.
we're specifically talking 09 to 16. I want to say the Star
Yeah,
Trek reboot. We're
yes,
not talking about
yes.
Star Trek the motion picture onward with
No, no,
later
no. So
decades.
just Star Trek '09, Star Trek Into Darkness, Star Trek Beyond.
Star Trek '09 is fucking good.
It's awesome. It's like it doesn't feel like classic Star Trek. No. So I think that's very fair to like the classic Star Trek. People don't really love it
No,
for that reason.
I have two friends that are Trekkies. One that's like a super Trekkie,
Hmm.
and he will go off. He's like, it's not really. I'm like, yeah, but it's so much more welcoming
It's
to so many more people.
yeah. It's definitely leans more Star Wars than it does Star Trek,
Yes,
which makes sense why J.J. Abrams took over Star Wars.
right.
But I think the first one's great. The second one falters quite a bit, in my opinion.
I mean, there's one
It,
compelling performance, and the rest around it is flawed.
well, my problem with it was actually it has a lot to do with it being their own fault because they're the whole time leading up in marketing they were saying, "Oh, he's not Khan. He's not Khan. Benedict Cumberbatch is not Khan, but he's Khan." Like it's very easy to tell that within the movie. So it was like both predictable and also you lied straight to our face. Like
I have no
you
problem
didn't need
if
to do that.
I really don't have a problem about plot wise being lied to in marketing as long as you better nail it. And I don't think they nail it because within 5 seconds you're like, I
Well,
know
no,
this motherfucker's con. Come
yeah,
on.
the correct answer to is Benedict Cumberbatch playing Khan, you say you'll have to watch the movie.
Yes.
Don't lie. Just
Yeah.
you
That
don't
would
have to say
the
anything.
way they set it up in the movie, that would have been fine because if you say that, then you get the audience going, I don't know if this is Khan. Maybe I think he's Khan. He's got
Yeah,
to be Khan. But you don't know because they're like, well, they say it in a way that they're trying to. Other well done franchises that have done something like that in the past would get an audience member to question it till the very end because they're like, because to
mhm.
me, what I do in that scenario is I don't make him Khan, but I make him kind of Khan like. So the whole time people are like, it's got to be Khan, it's got to be Khan, and
Yeah.
then I pull the rug out from under them and just give them a twist like, no, this is just your new big bad of this franchise.
The another problem I have with the second one is for people who haven't seen the original Star Trek movies, Khan means nothing to them. So there's an inherent flaw with that where it's like you build them up because you're playing off awareness.
I think I will say it's the only Star Trek movie that really made it of the originals. It's the only one that ever made it into the zeitgeist of traditional pop
100%.
culture. So I think in Star Trek world, they think they thought of it like it was Thanos, like a modern day Thanos,
Yeah.
but it wasn't that. However, I do understand why they were like, no, Khan's so big because Khan's to the point where referenced multiple times in a ton of television and movies. I mean, Seinfeld references Khan multiple times, and what it like again, I understand we're both biased, and I'm extremely biased towards Seinfeld, but Seinfeld really was a if you were mentioned in Seinfeld, you made it kind of moment. It was a
Yeah.
moment of pop culture where you went, we have the stamp of approval that enough people are talking about this that we have to be written into this show.
Mhm.
So
And I like the third perfectly fine.
I think
I
those
think it
words,
out of the three, I think it feels the most like Star Trek to me
and I think that's probably why I like it the least of the three.
because it just feels a lot smaller. It's not like this like world ending, universe ending threat.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like characters kind of going off in pairs in little groups and doing their own thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all very small. That's very Star Trek to me.
Yeah, it's certainly one where I can tell you this. I watched it a couple of years after it was released, after the
Mhm.
fact, just to be like, oh, I should watch this. And yes, I think the reason why I don't love it that much is it gets more Star Trekky, and that's just not my vibe.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a
Um,
well-made movie. It's well done. It's just not
I
something
think
I think is
I really enjoy the cast as well. Like I had no problem. I think Chris Pine is great.
I think Chris Pine is an awesome Kirk. I think Zachary Quinto is a really good, relatable Spock.
He doesn't play the Spock like the old Spock,
Yeah,
which
nothing
I don't
wrong.
mind. Like if you're gonna redefine the character a little bit, that's fine with me, and that's what he does. Simon Pegg's great. I
Simon Pegg's
mean,
great in everything, though.
Zoe Saldana is great. Like it, there's a lot of great parts to it.
Anton Yelchin, one of his last performances,
Yes,
very
yes,
standing up. Carl Urban, also underrated as McCoy in that. I love Carl Urban
yeah.
in that.
There's a great little tribute to Anton Yelchin in Beyond,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
Um, where are you at with Star Trek?
I'd probably go. I'll go 7.
I was gonna say 7 too. I think Star Trek 09 I'd give an 8. Into Darkness I'd give a 7. Beyond
I'd give that one a
I'd
6.
give a
Yeah.
6. It literally just goes. They're not bad. I want to make it clear. They're not bad, but I don't think they're. Also, Star Trek '09 was again. It's a weird half measure for some people, and I understand that. Where it's like
Yeah.
it's not far enough away from Star Trek to
Well,
completely remove it
in
from Star Trek, but it's
Star
not.
Trek '09 is a 94, 91.
Wow,
Really well reviewed. I was like, whoa,
that's
big
incredible
numbers
review.
here.
Yeah.
So overall, out of 40,
Okay.
they got 31.46.
Oh wow, that's a battle right there.
And in terms of trajectory of the franchise, it does go '09 best reviewed, Star Trek Beyond worst.
Yeah.
But still, it's an 86-80, so it's not bad or anything.
So 31-46 is doable in this matchup because I want to see the variance of the early Mission Impossibles versus those middle ones
Yeah.
that everyone loves. And also, I got to admit, I couldn't, I wouldn't be shocked if we got some middling reviews of the last two.
I'll say you're wrong about that.
Really interesting.
I was very surprised by one of them. Um, okay, overall, I love the franchise as it's building up. It's like a graph that goes up, up, and then just kind of plateaus and then slightly falls at the
Yeah,
end.
I would agree with that. The, I will say this: I didn't really get into Tom Cruise movies until which is why the reason I will defend this movie till the I'm blue in the face. Interview with the Vampire is the movie that turned me for Tom Cruise
He's good in it.
because I saw that and Top Gun almost like simultaneously in a couple months time, and I just went,
What? It wasn't Cocktail?
well, I got Cocktail soon after, and I fucking love
I was
Cocktail.
going to say, you were a bartender. You got to love Cocktail.
So I do love Cocktail, and so it was that era of movies of Tom Cruise that I went, oh wait, no, I really, because growing up when we first got into film, Tom Cruise was jumping on Oprah's couch and at his highest, most obnoxious and ignorant Scientologist Tom
Yeah,
Cruise persona. He was not, and and really the only time you saw him was when he did an action movie that you're like, eh, okay. Like you didn't see him in a lot of stuff after that.
I I remember watching Mission Impossible 3 so much
Oh,
when I was younger.
you watched the shit out of Mission
I
Impossible
That's
3.
the one I've seen the most by far because we had it on DVD,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna guess I've seen that somewhere around 50 times
I wouldn't be
probably.
shocked. There's plenty. Hey, Vegas Vacation was one of mine from this tournament where I've seen Vegas Vacation an obnoxious amount of times too. So I get it.
Yeah,
I will. Mission Impossible 1 is good. I don't really care though.
solid thriller.
I think 2 is fine.
And 2 is pretty bad
I
just
I think
because
I've seen it once though.
they lean so far into the John Woo aesthetic that it's like it doesn't feel like Mission Impossible at all.
Right. I think in that one it would have been a classic case of, oh, what if so and so we got so and so to do this, and then they did exactly what everyone says you should do, and the reason it isn't done is you go too far into that artist's version of it, as opposed to, it's like, what if John Woo
Honestly,
presented Mission Impossible, as opposed to what if Mission Impossible presented John Woo.
I was gonna
There's a
say,
difference.
really, I think they what they were going for is they went auteur with Brian De Palma to another auteur with John Woo.
Mhm.
But then we figure out within the franchise, just give it to a bunch of jobbers. They'll do fine. Because like
Right.
I wouldn't say Brad Bird or Christopher McQuarrie. They're not auteurs to me.
Yeah.
Nor is J.J. Abrams.
So first of all, I want to say I've never been proud of you than more than in the moment where you just used wrestling terminology. Thank you so much for that. That was great.
What I didn't. I don't even
Oh,
know.
jobber. It's a that term originates because in most in pop culture, because it's the guy doing the job. He loses. So if I go out to
Ah,
lose, I'm a
yeah.
jobber. So
I've always heard it with movies of just like, yeah, he'll do the job. He'll be fine.
yeah, so
Like solid 6 out of 10.
so it's a huge wrestling term. It's like, oh, he's just a jobber, you know.
Mm,
So like half the guys you probably remember from back in the day, jobbers. So like
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, so it's those kinds of things. Again, I think interestingly enough, it's a franchise where I think they were trying to do Star Wars, like the original trilogy. How they had Lucas, and then Lucas had to give it up, so he gave it over to Irvin Kershner, and there's a completely different vibe in Empire than there is in New Hope. And then Richard Marquand is half pseudo ghost directed by George Lucas, but not. So at least Return of the Jedi has somewhat of a different feel, but
Mhm.
it's still not completely removed, but it does have slightly different views, where I think they were trying to do that, which is a very interesting way to do it. You either have to pick one guy or you got to pick really distinct voices. And
Yeah,
I think I'm usually more of in favor of pick the one guy or pick the team and be like, okay, even if we didn't get the guy, we got his teammates that he's been with.
yeah. I mean, the thing about it is 4, 5, 6. If that was just a trilogy by itself,
So good.
it would be one of the best movie trilogies of all time.
I agree.
But the problem is the stuff on either end of it.
It's sandwiched, yeah.
And, and I wouldn't say 7 and 8 are bad movies. I
No,
like them. I like 7 more than I like 8. 8, I had quite a few problems with.
I did too.
Namely, its runtime.
You really
Um,
hated that runtime.
okay,
I did too. It was bloated. It's the first time in a long time where I usually am not bothered by runtime. Tell your story however you want to tell it. I just marked out for Lord of the Rings, Return of the Kings, 3 hours and 20 minutes. I'm not sitting here saying runtime is a killer for me. But if I sense major bloat with runtime,
yeah, that's
then
the
I get
problem.
upset.
There's a lot of parts that could have been cut. Um, but in terms of numbers, it does go. Number 2 is the outlier because it's 58-42.
Oh wow, it doesn't even get positive in the 60s.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
that one really brings it down on numbers. Which, hey, that's what happens when you have one shit movie.
Well, it's a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah. So critic average was 82.4. Audience was 77.13. Best reviewed one on Rotten Tomatoes is Dead Reckoning.
What?
And then worst is Mission Impossible 2. I think personally I would give Mission Impossible an 8
Okay.
because I like the third one a lot.
You do.
Four, 5, and 6 I think are all great. 7 is still good. 8 has parts that are good. 1 has parts that are good, and 2 is bad. So like it does kind of average out, but it's still a way above average action franchise.
I mean, it's a much better action franchise than the vast majority of action franchises in the world.
And it also has like truly iconic scenes.
That's the other thing, is how much do you play with? Even when I didn't know what Mission Impossible was, I knew the hanging from the ceiling heist from Mission Impossible
Mm-hmm.
1. Even in Mission Impossible 2, there's still really good action scenes in that. Like the motorbikes and shit, even though it's ridiculous, it's cool stuff. 3, I think, is the one I probably know the least, actually, which is crazy. Oh, hi, Churro. But
Also, real quick, Philip Seymour Hoffman, great villain in
oh, crazy.
number 3.
My issue, I think 3, the reason I don't love it is the writing is just that classic J.J. Abrams. What if we didn't have an answer to the mystery? The mystery's more exciting without it. I'm like, no, have a fucking answer, dude. Like, I'm sick of this
I mean,
bullshit, JJ.
yeah, that was his problem overall.
Okay. I like how we said we're gonna do rapid fire, and then we started really deep in conversation of both these. And
I'm just waiting on your score.
we have a
I got
slobber
it.
knocker. 775. I think I would go from what I
Okay.
remember. 7-5, 6-5, 8-5, 8-5, 8-5, 6-7-5. Nah, 7. And then I'd go like a 6-2-5 on the last one.
So out of 40, it's a 31.7.
Whoa, this is the closest battle yet.
It is very close. So give me a refresher. What was
Star Trek,
yeah, what was it?
31.46.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's very close.
that's crazy. Hi, Churro. Hi, baby girl. You can be on camera, but you can't get this
Lupin,
way the whole time.
come eat the dog or come eat the cat.
Hi, baby
Come
girl.
here.
Hi. This is great for audio content, just
Come here.
us getting pets. It's a
There he
great short
is.
clip, though.
Hey, buddy.
All
All
right,
right.
let's go to what is definitely going to be a kill your darlings round. Specifically for
Okay.
you. You are killing a darling here. Third matchup. Probably the best matchup of the tournament on paper. Harry Potter, Back to the Future.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just get Harry Potter over with. There's no way I can't be biased here. I'm giving it a 10.
I know you are.
It's my favorite franchise of all time, books and movies. They're like constant rewatches. Every time I watch it, I love it more.
Oh, I know you do.
And really, Harry Potter is kind of why I got into movies. So without them, I don't know if I'd be as much into movies as I am.
Okay. I mean, interesting.
It also really helps that we would always go to like the midnight screenings and stuff
We
because
go to
that was
midnight
always fun.
screenings, or we do the first scenes that we could get where, Dad would
Yeah.
take us out of school. And I just always remember, what was it? Azkaban or Goblet of Fire. He certainly pulled us for that. And it was right around the same time because we did Revenge of the Sith, where I remember I was like, I don't have a dentist appointment. And he's just like, I know you don't. We're going to Star Wars. And I went, okay. Like, I didn't bat an eye. I just went, okay, sounds good. So, my thing with Harry Potter is I understand your bias. I will say
Yeah.
this. If if you're like 1 point or decimal point makes this an unfair battle, I might kill you. But I understand it's part of the judging of this tournament.
Hey, our numbers are purely personal.
They're purely personal. I try to be I was as fair as I could be with Dark Knight. So I didn't give Dark Knight a 10 just because Dark Knight is
Well, you should have
arguably
then.
one of the most influential in my life. So Harry Potter, I will say this. I am excited to rewatch them after we did Sorcerer's Stone because I
Mhm.
forgot how good that movie was, but also I think it's mostly out of the fact that I'm now getting used to the modern sense. My God, Churro, you need to chill. Um, go up to your perch. So it's more out of the modern sense of a lot of movies just can't write anymore.
I thank God that they stopped making the movies in 2012 because you go pretty much any further than that and you run into Hobbit territory where they just completely bastardize what the whole universe was about.
Right.
Because, like, the Lord of the Rings, I see as such like a practical, well built, well crafted movie,
Yeah.
and then The Hobbit is just cheat codes to the end.
Yeah, I will say it's disheartening, and it's something that keeps in mind. It's one of the reasons The Hobbit did not make this tournament even as a play-in, because I think it has arguably as much merit, if not more merit, than half our play-ins.
I would
But
agree.
I can't get out of my head that clip of or the story of Ian McKellen just losing his shit, where he's just like, I'm an actor. I'm not supposed to just be in a green room by myself doing this. And you
Yeah.
see the behind the scenes and you see all this wonderful practical magic that they created to make Middle Earth come to life. And then you get back to Hobbiton, you're so excited, and he's just in a green room by himself, losing his mind because well, we can make this cheaper and more efficient now, and oh my god, we could do this, and it's like, yeah, dude, but it's
Yeah. I'll say, without bias, Harry Potter doesn't do anything like
no,
revolutionary, but they also have amazing craft, like undeniably great craft within it.
right. My
Like
thing
even
is,
underrated things like costume.
yes, I agree. I think the one thing with Harry Potter that I have is obviously I think the book series is incredible, and I think the adaptations that they make are good. I would
Mhm.
say they're hold on, I'm someone needs to go. So
Cat's getting thrown out.
my god, that girl is needy. Okay. So, in terms of adaptations, they're not as accurate as other book series, but still, they're very accurate. I'm not out here being like, it wasn't accurate to the adaptation.
The only problem one I have is Half Blood Prince, and that's purely because I that's my favorite of the books.
Sure.
I think it's not a great adaptation.
Well, also, that we talked about this before, they were saving a lot of the action for seven for the finale, and so, or from six, so they could do it in the seven and eight parts. Um, I do think it is a franchise that sticks the landing. But even when I was at my most Harry Potter obsessive, I didn't have the same urge and need to see them the way I did many other franchises. And yes, I understand it's personal sensibility, but like not to compare it to more fantasy, but Lord of the Rings, I agreed to go with Mom's friend and a bunch of strangers because I needed to see Return of the King because it was one of the few movies that both mom and dad were like, I don't want to go see that. And I went, you are both wrong. I will go with whoever I have to go see Return of the King because I was just that enthralled with that story. And Harry Potter, I would go, it's changed over time, but my retrospective opinions were seven, 7-5. So I go 7-5, 6-5. Chamber of Secrets is probably the weakest in my opinion. Goblet of Fire is not great either. Um, I love Azkaban. Goblet of Fire goes back down. I like Order of the Phoenix more than most people, but I like a lot of setup movies more than most people. Half Blood Prince I enjoy because it gets so dark, and I love how
Mhm.
dark it gets.
It
I
doesn't get dark enough, in my opinion.
I agree. I would like it darker, but I'm always someone who says go darker.
Yeah, yeah.
Deathly Hallows Part 1 is my favorite of the entire series. And then Part 2, I'm like, it's just a big battle. Cool. I'm not mad about it, but it's very much just like, we're here. Let's do it.
I think
Let's
Deathly
fight.
Hollows is the best. Deathly Hollows Part Two is the best reviewed one
That's wild. That's
in
wild
terms of
to me.
Rotten Tomatoes. Not everything, just Rotten
Just
Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. My overall of Harry Potter, I will give an 8.
Okay, so out of 40, 34.61.
That's tough to beat right there.
I mean, the thing about it is, it doesn't. There is no outlier. There's not like one pretty bad
Really bad
one.
one, yeah.
Yeah, they're all good.
What's the one you would say if you had to argue? What's the closest to an outlier it has?
In terms of the numbers, Order of the Phoenix. It's a 78.81.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Let's go to what I consider to be incredible. I know you do as well.
I mean, uh, the problem is we're not just looking at one, we're
Mm-hmm.
looking at the franchise.
Yeah.
I think two and three are really fun movies.
Yeah.
Are they great? I wouldn't argue that. Are they good? Yes.
I would argue 3 is great. 2 is really good
Wow.
concept. I think 3 is one of the most slept on, underrated movies of all time. I really
Maybe it's
do.
just I just don't find like Old West stuff very interesting.
I love Old West shit. I do know that's a personal bias of mine. I just think that movie slept on so much because of how self aware they became.
Yes, and I love all the riffing off of like classic Western. That's always fun.
I just loved how when they made 3, it was really interesting hearing Michael J. Fox talk about it because I think you can see it as a moviegoer once you hear it. Is when they were making Back to the Future Part 2 and 3, they did it simultaneously.
Mhm.
And he's just like, it felt like you were constantly getting hit in the head with 2 hammers, one on each side. So then when we only got down to 3 work, it felt so much better because you were only getting hit in the head with 1 hammer instead of 2. And I think 2 gets disrespected unfairly because of how much heavy lifting it has to do, but I will say it is certainly the weak point of the 3. I'm not out here being like, it's so much better than all of them.
I think I like it more than the third.
That's wild, in my opinion. But
I don't think
if that's
I
what you
don't think
like,
it's
that's
a
what you like.
I don't think it's a better movie, but I personally like it more.
I think the thing with part 3 is you either really love it and embrace what it becomes, or you really enjoy the sci-fi comedy elements of 1 that are in 2 that aren't there in 3, because in 3 it's truly a western with a sprinkle of sci-fi as opposed to sci-fi with a sprinkle of something else.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
So, and as someone that loves old west shit, like, it's truly up my sensibility, and I just remember looking forward to it all the time as a child. I've said it numerous times. I just said it at work the other day. Highlights of my childhood were TNT's quarterly, we're playing Back to the Future. I went, fuck you guys. I don't care what the plan is. I'm watching Back to the Future today.
Yeah. The
So
first one is like close to a perfect
it's
movie.
perfect. It's a 10. It's a 10 movie.
The numbers agree. It's a 93, 95.
That's too low for Back to the Future.
The second one is the worst reviewed.
I agree with that.
63.86.
Too low on the critic score.
I would also say that is too
If it
low.
was in the 70s, I could have accepted it. I think that's a
I,
low 80s.
to me, if I would have had to guess, it would have been a 77.
Yeah,
Like, solid movie.
right. And then I think, what's 3?
79.78.
Too low.
I think that makes sense, honestly.
Too low. Should be in the 80s. I'm not asking for 90s here, but I think 80s.
I mean, I don't see how 20% of people say it's less than a 3.
Right.
That doesn't make sense to me, but I do understand, like, maybe if you're just not into future stuff or
I
on
also
travel into the past stuff.
I also think this is what I try to do with Rotten Tomatoes is remember it's a score of who scored it 3 or better. It's not actually like what they thought the score of the movie was kind of
Like, yeah,
thing. I try to remember that, and then I
it's
also
an
go,
aggregate.
"Hey, there was enough people that thought the person that's currently in the White House was a better choice than the one we had before." And that's a fucking asinine idea. So, that's where I go, there are people dumb enough to hate Back to the Future because there are people that are dumb enough to hate themselves that they put their country in this spot. So,
Also,
whatever.
it also has to be said that Rotten Tomatoes is very imperfect when it comes to older movies
Yes, it is.
because people who are mostly reviewing on Rotten Tomatoes are modern audience, and they
Yeah.
won't see it as well the same as like someone who saw it in the 80s.
Well, when we go to plug our game shows, when we do those reviews of movies, I do an aggregate of older stuff and like I try to do like kind of a mashup review, but you make it a point to go find older reviews of the movies of when the time
Yeah.
it came out. Because yeah, it was funny. I was just looking up photos for our thumbnails, and a review from 2012 came up from a woman that she was a Stanford student, and she was trying to say how The Dark Knight sucked. And in her write up, she's supposed to say what should have, what is, and probably should be known as the movie of our time is just infected with bros telling me how good it is. And so I was like, you know what?
That makes sense.
But then the thing is, I read her review, which is why I'm bringing it up and laughing at it because it's from the Stanford Daily. If you want to find it, was her arguments get softer and softer because it's so clear, especially as someone who knows he has written like this before to get through school and other things. It's so clearly someone trying to cling to an argument that they know isn't true. They're just
Mm.
giving devil's advocate where it's like
Well, I
if
do
it
see that
like
influence.
the moral gray as the movie. I'm like that's what it's heralded for is like moral gray areas, the most compelling villain character of all time, shit like that. It's like
Yeah, but I see how that can taint a movie because, like, I cannot view Scarface objectively at all. Like, I
oh, I've never
despise
watched
that
it
movie
because of it. Yeah.
purely because, like, bro culture.
Oh, I
Like, they
know.
revere it. It's just like also not a movie you want to idealize. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
weird.
it's the same thing. I think Wolf of Wall Street's getting to be like that for some people now too, where they're like, "Wolf of
I can
Wall
see
Street's
that.
so good." Oh, I'm just like, and I'm like, you
It's because
should
they're
want to be that
taking.
guy, dude.
It's because they're taking away the wrong message from the movie.
Well, it's the same thing. I saw online someone, an idiot, wrote down in terms of Star Wars. What liberals need to understand: ICE agents are Han, and immigrants are and illegals are Greedo. And I went, no, you took the wrong message away from this movie, man.
Yeah.
And
If
then
you're
someone
getting
just does a
anything
diatribe of boom, 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 boom. This is why you are wrong. That's the
if
rest.
you're getting any kind of anti-immigration from Star Wars, you have something wrong with you.
Yes, very much so.
I'm sorry.
Back to the Future, I'm going to go 9 on because I would say it's a 10, 8, 5, 9. That's how I would view those movies.
You're going to be mad at me. It's a
You,
33.46.
dirty bitch.
But even if you gave it a 10, it'd be a
No,
34 point.
the more we talked about it, the more I went, okay, it's probably. The other thing is this I thought Harry Potter was going to be lesser reviews from the early stuff and those
Well, even
outliers.
it's Harry Potter was a 34.91, was
Yeah,
it?
6-1.
6 1.
It's
So
still one, even if I give it a 10. Yeah,
even it, yeah, even if I did it objectively for Harry Potter, I'd still give it a 9.
right.
So, well, a little bit more objective, not fully.
I was gonna say I don't know if Harry Potter is a 9. I could argue maybe up to an 8.5. I give it an 8, so it's not as if I'm sitting here being like
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Also, Harry Potter came out at the perfect time for me.
Yes, it did.
Like, I was 6 years old when the first one came out.
Right.
and then I grew with the franchise pretty much at the same rate as Harry.
Right.
So it was very nice.
It is certainly something where I understand why our generation clings to it as much as they do. Which, by the way, we forgot to do our traditional. Hey, we're judging the art and the story of Harry Potter. The creator's a piece of shit. Just doing that
Yeah,
as always.
I always have to say she's the most baffling
She is, man.
person in
She's
the
just
world
one of
at the
the. She's
moment.
just it's.
Well, maybe not the most, but
She's certainly one of
one
them,
of.
though. It's also she just keep. It's not baffling that she could have a stupid view that is
No, it's that she's
incongruent.
willing to die on that hill.
That's the one where she is willing to continually dig a hole and also keep edging herself closer to company that does not believe what she believes in any other way,
Yeah.
shape, or form.
No, she's the perfect example of chiseling away at her own legacy.
Yes,
Which is like, I mean, it is what it is.
correct.
She can have her views. I don't agree with them. I think they're very nasty opinions, but
I mean, they're just ignorant and stupid, but that's a different story altogether. All right, we go to another Civil War. It's a Raimi Civil War, Evil Dead versus Spider
hey,
Man. This is going to be an interesting one.
let's see. Evil Dead.
I'm interested to
Okay,
see what you have on both of these.
first, are we doing 3 or the 5?
Which one?
Evil Dead.
We're just doing the first three. It's the trilogy.
Okay.
That's Evil
Okay.
Dead.
I just have it. I have the math both ways. So we'll say not including 4 and 5 does benefit it.
Which is odd because those are both really well. I know the first one was really well,
Solid.
good movie.
Yeah, they're solid. I The problem is I'm the weird outlier when it comes to Evil Dead
You don't
fans
like it, yeah?
because I like the first one the most,
Yes.
and that's really not what that franchise is.
No.
I love the first one because I think it's like a perfect example of low budget filmmaking, like at a really high craft.
I think it's essential that people like you are part of that fandom, though. I really do, because there is certainly something where Evil Dead 2 is the entry point. When I want people to like Evil Dead 2 is what I show them. I don't show them.
Most people are like you, yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. It's something I cherish. It's something I love. And, for instance, our cousin Hannah has a very, very similar movie taste to my own. She loves
Mhm.
horror comedy. She loves stuff like that. So when her and I are together, we bond by staying up late at night and watching old horror comedies or horror movies. It's just what we do. So, which is why she fucking loves Sleepaway Camp, and Sleepaway Camp is now a family favorite. But
See, aren't you glad I showed it to you?
yes, it is. I'm glad you showed it to me because I fucking love that thing now. It only grows every day, and now it's currently available on Amazon Prime, so I might go watch it again. Um,
It's worth
especially
it.
just so I can hear bastards, pricks, cocksuckers.
What
But
most people, in terms of numbers, Evil Dead 2 is the best reviewed one as well.
it's the best of the three, in my opinion. I think it's super efficient, well done. It still is scary in many ways, which is crazy because it is such a slapstick comedy. Like it is true
Well,
slapstick.
to be fair, Evil Dead 2 is just the first movie with better effects, better makeup, and comedy thrown in.
I disagree with that a little
They
bit because
they are pretty much
they
the
tell the
same.
first story in 12 minutes. Like they tell the entire thing 12 minutes.
And I don't really like Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness is a taste movie. You either like it or you don't. If you
Yes,
like it,
and that's definitely one where would say like I respect it more than I like it.
so I'll go here because I love it. I would go Evil Dead is a 7.5. Mm, no, I really respect some of the choices. 8. I think Evil Dead 2 is truly a masterpiece of horror comedy and slapstick, so I go 9 on Evil Dead 2. If I'm being fair and honest, I love Army of Darkness, but it's a 7. Like, it's not that good, but it's of its own flavor. It's unique. It's
Well,
different.
yeah, audience audience reviews are 84, 89, 87.
Wow.
So like all very solid scores. Army of Darkness is a bit of an outlier because it has a 68 critic score.
Yeah, that's not shocking. Critics are either going
Yeah.
to love that movie or they're going to fucking hate that movie.
But in terms of overall, 80.33 critic score, 86.66
That's a lot.
audience.
That helps me justify Evil Dead getting. Because I remember you're like, should it be a play? And I went, no. But then
So, what's your score for Evil Dead
8.5,
franchise?
8.5.
Okay.
I just think it's
So,
so uniquely its own thing.
I really can't give it any more than 6.5.
That's fine. If it's not your cup of tea,
It's
it's not your
just
cup of
not my
tea.
thing. And yeah, like I said before, it's purely a personal score.
I think you not liking Army of Darkness makes complete sense. If someone asked
Yes.
me, hey, what do you think Dylan's opinions of Army of Darkness are? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't like it. I think he'll respect a lot of it, but I don't think he'll like it.
Yeah.
I don't think he hates
Yeah.
it, but I don't think he likes it either.
That's how I kind of feel about the whole franchise is I respect it a lot,
Right.
but I don't love it.
Well, let's take
So out of
this.
40, it's a 31.69. A
Hey,
lot of high scores today.
it you can tell that we did this randomly and we did not do this math beforehand because had I known this math, I would have done this bracket a lot different because I would have
Yeah,
wanted to build to
100%.
bigger matchups. This is how you can tell I was honest and didn't do wrestling booking and go, we're going to put here to here to here so we get all these good matchups later.
Now we go to Spider-Man, another Sam Raimi. And the problem with it is two good movies and one.
Bad. Legitimately bad. You can say it.
I wouldn't go so far as solidly bad. I'd say pretty bad.
Below average is fair, though.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely less than a 3 out of 5 for me.
First and foremost, why do we have Spider Man 3 with, of all the characters you could have picked, Sandman? Why? You finally pay off Green Goblin. It doesn't work out that well. And then he's magically just friends again. Makes no sense. And then fucking
I
Venom is
isn't
done so. Also, I'm a Topher Grace fan. I like Topher Grace a lot. Not Eddie Brock.
wrong choice. Wrong choice.
Bad choice.
Isn't there some validity though that he was forced to put Venom in it?
Yes. The thing is this is
So I don't like that's the problem is I think a lot of people blame Sam Raimi for that. And I just go, if it's true that he was forced to put it in there and he wasn't in the movie to begin with, like that
so
sucks.
so here's what I will say. One, I do think it's bullshit when it comes to stuff like that and studios get this bug up their ass of like, no, we want this. The only reason I still think you as a creator and you as a director do have a responsibility to make it work beyond just the fact that the people that are paying you are asking you to do something in a, and I don't want to get into workplace relationships and stuff like that. But one of my favorite movies of all time that was in this bracket is a result of that in Batman Returns, which is the best of the original Batman movies.
Mhm.
Because Tim Burton was like, I want Catwoman. I want Catwoman. And the studio said, after the Joker, in their opinion, at the time, the Penguin was the best villain for them to go with. Which, A, flabbergasting in my opinion,
That
because
is very odd.
the Penguin is a choice. I understand why the Penguin was in Matt Reeves' Batman, because the Penguin can be real, not fantastic.
Yes, it fits in a grounded universe.
But if you are telling me Penguin over Two
Riddler,
Face, Riddler, Poison Ivy, Mr. Free, like there's so many more compelling villains than Penguin.
I would agree.
Ra's al Ghul, so underrated as a villain. Talia, Bane, Clayface, which I'm super excited about, by the way. That's going to be really interesting.
Is that a movie or a TV
I
show?
think it's a movie.
Okay,
And they
good.
said it's
I
going
just
straight horror, but I don't know, but you never know.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Right. But nonetheless, the thing is here is that is a result of a studio saying, we want the Penguin, and the director, who has an extremely unique voice, which outside of maybe a few other people, if someone said, besides Tim Burton, who's a director you love that has the most unique own voice, I'd be like, Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi makes
No,
Sam Raimi movies. Sam Raimi doesn't make other movies. Sam Raimi makes Sam Raimi movies.
But I think one of the things, if the studio forced the Penguin into that movie, Tim Burton had at least had the grace or like slack on the rope to kind of change that character into what he wanted it to be.
Correct. And I will give you
Whereas
that.
Sam Raimi, I don't know if you can change Venom in that
But
way.
do you have to? It's a fucking space alien. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. That's the thing. And
Yeah,
what did he do with it? He made emo Peter Parker,
yeah, that
which
is a bad one choice.
I love Sam Raimi. That is a stupid choice. Not even a bad choice. A stupid choice.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's where I go. Why did you like? This is telling where my score is going because I'm giving Spider-Man a 6.5. I'm not in love with the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. I'd go 7, 7.5, 4.5, maybe 5.
So you said 6.5
Yeah, I'd go 6.5 as my
for the franchise?
as my full franchise score because
I would probably. I think the second one is a great movie. The first one I think is very good, solid. Like in terms, especially around that time for comic book movies.
it was really weird. Do you remember that we saw that movie like months after it came out?
No.
Because we went to the budget theater up in Neenah, Menasha. You remember those
Oh,
days?
okay. Yeah, yeah.
And it was always like a
I
couple
would.
months removed. And but what's weird is I don't remember us being late to the party, but there's no way they released that in November. That was a
Yeah, I
summer
don't know.
release. So I'm like,
Uh,
how the fuck did we see it in November?
the first one is a little bit baffling in terms of numbers because it's a 90-67.
Honestly, I understand that. I really do because
I
I would say it's closer to 67 than I would say it's in the 80s or
But
90s.
the third one is a 63-51. Like to say 67 as the first one and look at the numbers for a third one, like they're not even comparable.
You're right. They're not comparable. And I think that's a flaw in the matrix that is Rotten
Rotten Tomatoes,
Tomatoes, which is why it's only in round one that we're using it as a big definitive, it's not the only
yeah.
definer in other ways.
I would give it a 6.75. Yeah.
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
very fair. Just to finish the thought, to go back to Spider-Man 3, I just don't understand why like you were doing so much Green Goblin, right? And you want to have this big hero moment for them to be friends again, I guess. Don't use Sandman. Just get rid of Sandman, and we're gonna do all Venom and Green Goblin. So then you can have Peter do this. The Venom symbiote is making me do all these negative things and pushing Harry while he's also going bad. We're going this way, and eventually we're gonna meet up back around. You know,
I would not be surprised if I heard that Sam Raimi put Sandman in there purely for the transformation scene. Because that is the best scene in the movie.
yeah, I would agree.
So I would not be surprised. Like he's such a visual person that he's just like had that in his mind. He's like, I want to do it. I don't care what it takes.
Honestly, I would have been fine if there was no Harry Osborn because that's my least favorite of the whole trilogy. Is I don't like James Franco.
I agree. I agree.
But yeah, 6.5 on Spider
Out of
Man.
40, it does not crack 30 to 28.11.
I think that is an accurate reflection of the trilogies that Sam Raimi has done. Is this battle? So I'm fine with that.
Had you asked me beforehand in terms of numbers, I would have said Spider Man probably blows it out of the water, but it does not.
I could have
Not
told
even
you
close.
definitively without looking at those numbers. Those numbers were going to be better for Evil Dead. I think Evil Dead is just unabashedly itself, and Spider Man was not everyone's cup of tea, superhero wise. All right. Hopefully we get through these a little bit faster. James Bond.
Oh
We
God.
can't talk about all of them. We will one day we'll do a stack ranking or a video essay. We'll do all of
Here,
them.
let me just get the numbers completely out of the way.
Let's
Because
do it.
I broke it down by Bond. So the critic score for Sean Connery alone is 85.5.
Wow. Okay.
Roger Moore, 856.3.
That's probably accurate.
Timothy Dalton, 75.5.
Yeah.
Brosnan's 61.25.
Ooh, Dino, they
Craig
really brought him down.
Yeah, and Craig is 79.
That's it's Quantum. Quantum brings that down a lot.
Yeah, and then audience 75.66, 55.71, 64. Brosnan again gets really shit on 56
What?
point 56.5 and 76.6 for Craig.
Wow, those are not nearly as good as I thought they'd
And
be.
I also have like best and worst for each Bond. Connery, best reviewed one is Goldfinger, not surprising at
Not
all.
no.
Worst one, Diamonds Are Forever, also not surprising at all. It is,
I will
I would
say,
go so far as it's bad.
You Only Live Twice could be in there because of now with modern connotations.
You only, I can't.
That's where he becomes a Japanese man.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's bad. They give him like the classic slanted eyebrow stereotype and everything. This really pencil looks like his hair went through a pencil sharpener. It's
I'm
bad.
sure he's doing yellow face as well.
There's no yellow face, thankfully. Not
I'm gonna bet that they did,
I'm
and it
sure
just
it
doesn't
is,
pull it off.
but in the images that I am remembering from that movie, it wasn't to the point where I went, "What the fuck are we doing
Yeah.
here, guys?"
Roger Moore, best reviewed Spy Who Loved Me.
Not
Not
shocking.
surprising.
Well, actually, hold on. Live and Let Die, I thought would be highest. Let me just take a guess here.
I think Spy Who Loved Me is his best. Everyone loves Live and Let Die, and
See,
I
I
don't
would
love it.
agree. I think Spy Who Loved Me is his best as well. His worst has to be View to a Kill. It has to be.
You are correct. It is. You want to know the score for it?
Yes, please.
A 36 from the critics, 40
If
from
you
the audience.
recall, that is one of my guilty pleasure movies that I absolutely adore. So I've watched that more than many other Bond movies. It would probably, I wouldn't be shocked if my Bond viewing was GoldenEye, and I wouldn't be shocked as if it was high as number 2.
Can I also point out that A View to a Kill is the worst reviewed Bond movie?
Not shocking.
Brosnan, best GoldenEye, not surprising.
Of course.
That's like his only like really good one.
I would argue GoldenEye is great.
And then
Die Another Day has to be the worst.
yeah, Die Another Day is the worst. It's a 56-41.
Because I honestly view that
But
as a slope downward. The movies just keep getting worse.
Die Another Day, and then what's the
World
third
Is
one?
Not Enough is in between that and Tomorrow Never Dies.
So the world is not enough. Actually,
Is it too better than Tomorrow Never Dies? That's
no.
fucked.
So I'm just looking at the numbers. It has to be extremely close because it's 51-49, and then it's 56-41. So I'm betting that 41 really just narrowly makes it the worst
Because
review.
I will say, bad villain for Tomorrow Never Dies, but Michelle Yeoh. So, and also
horrible villain.
the action set pieces in Tomorrow Never Dies legitimately are rad.
Pretty solid, yeah.
So,
yeah, Jonathan
Price was tailor made for like an old Bond villain, not a newer Bond
he's
villain.
hamming it up too much.
Yeah, way too hamming it
up. What do you think Craig's best and worst is?
His best is Skyfall. His worst is definitely Quantum of Solace.
You're incorrect about the best. It's Casino Royale.
Wow. I knew it'd be close. I just thought Skyfall would be a better average of both.
Casino Royale is a 94-90.
Whoa.
But the only one that tops it is Goldfinger.
Which I think is wrong. I would say...
I would agree. I think Casino is the best one, but...
Here's the thing. I would say, to me, it's... Skyfall and Casino Royale are literally like this. Like, it's a fingernails difference of what... It's your taste. Really. I love Casino Royale. I adore... And it's a great foundational memory of you and I going to the movies. But Skyfall is the one. For me, it'd be Skyfall, Casino Royale, GoldenEye, and then we can talk about other stuff.
So overall, as a franchise, critic scores 71.16,
mm-hmm.
and then audience This is surprising. It's lower. It's 65.8.
I would agree. The more I've grown up and gotten around different people, the more I've found people that kind of go. I just think it's a franchise that's very easy for people to not care about.
And you know what? That's exactly why I'm giving it a 6. Because there are great movies and
Whoa.
there are bad
I
movies.
will put my own personal bias in here. This is one where I will show more bias in my score. I will say, but I'm trying to be fair as always. I think it's a 7.5 because unlike unlike other franchises that do have the peaks and valleys, they always find a way to recover. There are many other franchises that never find a way to recover.
Sure, yes.
And it's one in which this franchise is important enough that it's the longest standing franchise in history for a reason. And I don't want to
I,
hear anything about another one that we're about to get in the next matchup. This is
you know what
Universal
my real
Monsters.
problem is with Bond is every single Bond, they start hot and then fall from there.
I think Craig is the outlier in that, but I would agree.
Mm, I did not like the last two, Spectre or No Time to
Oh, I
Die.
love No Time to Die. And I will say, I'm biased towards
Oh,
Spectre. I like Spectre, but
real quick, we haven't shouted him out yet. Lazenby, his one movie is an 8164.
that's one of the best reviewed ones.
Yeah, I think that's a good movie. I think it's
So I
underrated.
will say, I've seen clips of that movie. I haven't
Is he good
fully
as
watched it.
Bond? No, not really.
Okay, let's just do this basic one. Favorite Bond, go.
Craig,
Least favorite Bond.
this is a hot take, but I'm going Roger Moore.
That's not the hot take. That's everyone's usual answer.
No. Everything I've heard about James Bond, like from James Bond fanatics, Roger Moore is most of their number one.
But most of those people grew up solely in the
True.
Roger Moore era. And
That's
they were
true,
the
yeah.
people that were like, Timothy Dalton isn't Bond. When you get a full spectrum of Bond fans, because the thing is this, I would consider both you and I Bond fans,
Yeah,
but we are not Bond fans like Dad's a Bond fan, right? Like
yeah.
he loves Roger Moore shit because that's what he grew up on. But you and I grew up on Pierce. I love Pierce, but Pierce isn't my favorite. And then also we grew up on Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig, on the other hand, I would argue has 4 of 5 good movies. And Spectre, I will give you above average. I'll let you argue it's bad. I can accept above average or average, but I can't accept bad. Quantum, I have to give you is below average to bad. I would argue it's below average. That's one of the movies of all the movies in my lifetime that I've watched of that time period, I would argue is a huge victim of that writer's strike.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's exactly why. What do you give Bond as a whole?
7.5. I'll be as
Okay.
honest as I possibly can.
Yeah, I really couldn't go more than a 6 there. Just because there are so many bad
Well, that's
ones.
why we're gonna do a special and we're gonna rank them all.
Well, I'll have to watch a couple of them. I haven't seen all of them. But that's
We'll
fine.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Um,
I'm thinking about doing some side
out,
series that we'll do. Yeah,
out of 40, Bond
can't be
is
done.
a 27.2. That's pretty low.
So the question is Terminator worse? Because it's up against Terminator.
Oh, Terminator, that's a pretty good comparable franchise,
It is
honestly.
though. Well, also it's just the Bond franchise, and it literally just goes like this down. Um, because
Yeah,
yeah, I'm orienting this correctly. Because
I'll just say in terms of numbers, there are two stinkers in the Terminator franchise.
I think it could be argued. I don't know. I don't have I watched Genesis all the way through. I don't think I have. I've
It's
watched
awful.
segments of all of them. I think I was really excited to watch it, but then I was very cautiously optimistic. And then you watched it, you're like, it's fucking terrible. And I was like, it started to look terrible, so I didn't watch it fully.
The only one I haven't seen is number 3.
I was gonna say 3 is not bad. I would say that's an average movie.
Eh, the audience does not agree. It's a 46.
I'm not shocked by that. I think it's especially in retrospect, a lot better than what it could be.
That's
I
fair.
think
Yeah.
I think the problem is it's the letdown. I think if that one comes in the 4 or 5 spot, I think that movie gets a yeah, it's fine. Not a this is so bad. But you're coming off Terminator 2.
Yeah.
You've waited
Coming
like
off of
10 years.
P2.
So, okay, let's just go through it as fast as possible. I'm going to go Terminator 1 is an A 775. Terminator
Wow,
2,
that's high.
oh, it's a great movie. I love
I'd say it's
Terminator.
like a 7.
I was thinking 8 and I was like, there's some stuff I don't love, but 775, 8 would be in there. T2's a 9. It's great. It's unarguably great.
I'd
Actually, you
give
know
it
what?
an 8.
I'm bringing it back down to earth. I'll say 8.5 because there was some stuff that I was like, because I remember when we reviewed it last year, I was like, oh, I don't love this as much as I thought I did.
Mhm, mhm.
Uh, T3, Rise of the Machines or whatever is 5.5.
Low
The
average.
Terminator 4 with Christian Bale, I do have a love for that movie. I'll say it's a 6.25, but I just like Christian Bale.
That one, I think it just gets unfairly shit on,
I agree.
but I still don't think it's a good movie.
I think it's unfairly shit on, which is probably why I'm a little bit more positive on it. But I have rewatched it a couple times, and every time I'm like, no, I still like this movie. I still think it's
It's
interesting.
fine. It is perfectly fine.
Genesis is, from what I've seen and what I know of it, is
It's
terrible.
rough. It is rough.
It might be a 2. It's
You
bad.
know what it is actually? It's it's Back to the Future 2, but way shittier. Because they're pretty much like combining a semi reboot with what you already know about the franchise, and they're doing plot for plot, like beat to beat, 100% just straight up copying.
Yeah,
It's rough. And
it's
Amelia
giving.
Clark, I'm sorry, she is not good in that movie at all.
Well, I think Amelia Clark sealed her fate as an actress with that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because she became well, she had that bad Terminator movie, but but Game of Thrones still, and then Game of Thrones ended really poorly, and I think that's kind of where Amelia Clark will live forever. Is
Yeah,
Amelia Clark is gonna be television and cameos. She's never gonna be Amelia Clark movie star.
yeah. And then
Especially,
Dark
and then
Fate.
she also did Secret Invasion, and that also wasn't good. So she'd be an interesting character study for a special. Like if we ever did actors that like Big Promise, and then they came through. There's a ton of actors like that. That'd be an interesting
Yeah,
show. And Dark Fate, I would say, it's a straight 5. It's like if I'm giving
I
Revenge of
would.
the Sith a 5, I gotta give that a 5. It's just like it's a
I think it's
movie.
a 6 to me. It's whatever.
I would. Is it above average?
No, I would say it's a 6.
To you, an average movie is a 6.
Yes, 6 is average.
Okay, because I view mine more as a spectrum. I would view Dark Fate, I guess, if forced, more positively than more negatively. So I will say 5.25 would be my Dark Fate. So if
Okay.
I'm balancing that out, I think Terminator is a 6.25, and I'm giving it a 0.25 because of how groundbreaking T2 was.
I'm giving it the exact same number I gave Bond, straight down the middle 6. Because there is one great movie, one good movie, and then a lot of just whatever.
It feels like a video game, a baseball video game where pitches are literally just down the middle.
Yeah, the critic average was 63.33,
Whoa,
audience 69.5.
that's
So, out of 40, guess what? Bond's taking it because Terminator is a 25.53.
Terminator gets really bad. The other thing is this. I will say this. Bond is buffered by 25 films. So the
Yes.
averages go
I will say though,
Genesis takes down Terminator way more than View to a Kill takes down Bond.
T2 um T2 is part of the Letterbox 4.0 club, which I did. It's one of only 29 in the whole tournament that have a 4.0 or higher
We'll do that in
on
a. I
Letterbox.
wasn't thinking about doing a recap episode. We should do a recap episode just to talk about some of these great movies and some of these bad ones. We'll do that in the finals because we only have 3 games to talk about. Alrighty, let's go. One I can't believe you'd be very excited to talk about. Marvel's Phase 3, because Bond took that last
All
one. So
right.
Marvel's Phase 3 is taking on the Universal Monsters. This is a matchup of styles. It's ironic because you get the original cinematic universe versus its modern counterpart, and it is
Um,
very interesting to say the least. You're also getting the best of one of those shared universes versus the entirety of that universe. So
Civil War. I think I really liked it to begin with. The more I watch it, the less I like it.
I'd agree with that.
I think,
I still find it good and enjoyable, but I don't think it's
yeah,
I think it's buffered by the fact that you get Black Panther and Spider-Man.
that exactly. Those are the high points for me.
And the two and those are and the thing is this, what I view favorably about Civil War is what they abandoned and I didn't like.
Well, I think one of the problems with Captain America as a whole was like it pretty much all centered around Bucky, who I just don't think is a very interesting character at all.
Yeah. Um
So that's kind of an inherent flaw with it.
I enjoy Bucky, but I'm not. I agree with you. Bucky's not that compelling because I remember he was supposed to be like the saving grace of Thunderbolts slash
Hmm.
asterisk the New Avengers now, and I was like, I don't think Bucky's putting asses in seats for this movie.
No.
This ain't a Cap. This ain't an Iron Man. A Black Widow would have done better. There's been so
Yeah.
many of the other Avengers could have sold that better than Bucky did.
Actually, real quick, I'll just run through them and we'll say we will talk about them more in depth, but I'll just run through them and then say if it's above average, below average, or average.
Okay,
Cap 3,
above
Civil
average,
War.
above
I'd say
average,
average to me. Doctor Strange,
above average,
average. Guardians 2,
above average.
above average. Spider Man, no. Not Far From Home?
Homecoming,
Oh,
homecoming,
okay. Spider Man Homecoming, above average.
above average,
Uh, Thor 3,
below average. I hate that movie.
that's Love and Thunder, right?
Nope, it's Ragnarok.
Oh, I really like Ragnarok.
I hate Ragnarok.
I, I, I do see it's like way more of an outlier in the Marvel stuff than anything else. So
I
yeah, that
didn't
does make
sign up
sense.
to watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I signed up to watch Thor. I don't want bargain bin Guardians of the Galaxy.
I can see that point. Black Panther,
Above average.
above average. Avengers, Infinity War,
Above average.
agreed. Ant-Man 2,
Above average.
I would say that's about as average as it
You're
gets.
asking me whether it's a binary. In the binary, it's above average for me. I didn't say how far above.
Captain Marvel.
Above average.
I
Again,
think I'd go.
it's
I think I'd go below. Honestly,
to me that's one of the most
I
we're
really
going forward.
uh I find Brie Larson to just be kind of unlikable.
I understand that.
She kind of started fighting like the press and stuff for absolutely no reason. She didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
Like
Brie
I feel like
Larson's a really
she's
interesting case where she's so talented and yet
very
she's
talented.
even above Jennifer Lawrence, who I think deserves the crown. I think Brie Larson can give her a run for the money for the I don't most obviously I don't want to be here actor in Hollywood.
That's a good, yeah. She's very abrasive, which not all not the best, quality in a person.
And I also think it's tough because that's a character that has a lot of potential to be really special and Brie Larson on paper was a really good choice to
I
be
don't
that
find
show.
that character interesting either.
It's because of the comics. Carol Danvers, if this was done correctly,
You
Carol
know who I would
Danvers,
compare it to? Green Lantern. Also a character I don't find very interesting.
yes, well, I know that, which we've argued plenty of times, but Carol Danvers, if done properly, could have and should have been your new Captain America to the Avengers. So when Cap
Oh,
retires,
okay.
Carol Danvers is the one. She has a military background. She is and she has the biggest power set as well. But beyond that, she just has this. In the last 20 years, Marvel Comics has made a very, very concerted effort to make her awesome and to make her cool
That makes
and to
sense.
make her a leader. And I would have said, no matter what, whoever you put in the role of being the successor to the spiritual leader of the Avengers is always going to flop in comparison to Captain America, Steve Rogers. At least you can say, here's someone that makes sense, that we like if it was done right, and nothing turned out very well.
You know that moment in Endgame where it's like kind of the woman power
Mm-hmm.
kind of shot.
Yeah, great shot.
She's my least favorite of all of them.
Ooh.
Like I like all three Black Panther women more. I like Black Widow
Are you
more.
saying you like Pepper Potts more than you like Captain Marvel?
Yeah,
That's wild to me. I've never liked Pepper Potts though, so
I mean I don't really like her that much either, mostly because it's Gwyneth Paltrow.
I hate
But
Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah,
um,
I shouldn't say I
I
hate
like.
Gwyneth Paltrow. I've just never been drawn to Gwyneth Paltrow as an actress. I don't. She's one of those actresses that I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it.
She's also very abrasive to me.
No, with her goop and naming her child
Yeah,
Apple and all this other bullshit that she does. Yeah.
yes. Scarlet Witch is much better character.
Oh, I love Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
Who else is in that shot? The Wasp. I like her more.
Yep. Talk about
Like
another
every
one who
single.
kind of took a couple hits to her reputation around COVID. Um,
Oh, I don't remember that.
she came out as, I don't want to say
Is she an
anti-vax.
anti-vax?
I don't know if
Oh
she's
God.
anti-vax, but she kind of came out like uh just not understanding the importance of it, and you're like, Evangeline, come on.
You know what's the best part about being a celebrity? You don't have to say anything. You don't have to. I'm anti-vax, or like, hey, don't get the vaccine. It's stupid. Whatever. You don't have to say that. No one really has to say anything unless you scientifically know stuff. You don't have to say anything.
All right, let's keep going with this because we have two more movies to
Endgame,
obviously favorable,
yes, and then Far From Home.
above average.
Me, I would honestly, that's my favorite of the three.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one.
You know why? Because it feels the least like Spider-Man, and I love Spider-Man.
You are more of a Spider-Man fan, yeah.
But I think it gets way more into Peter Parker as a character than either Homecoming or No
It's the
Way
most
Home.
likable I think Peter Parker's ever been because I've never been a huge Peter Parker guy, which is part of the reason I've never been a huge Spider-Man guy until Miles Morales showed up, and I was like, Miles Morales is fucking rad.
I really like Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Alrighty, so
What's your high point and what's your low point for Phase 3?
the high point is Infinity War. The low point to me The low point to me is between Captain Marvel or Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'd probably get it'd be Captain Marvel because I
Not Thor
remember
3?
what's up. Oh, I'm
Not
so sorry.
Ragnarok?
I forget that movie because I hate it that much. Yeah, it's Ragnarok's my low point. It'd be right like Ragnarok, Captain Marvel, uh, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Homecoming, and then we can start talking about everything else because everything else is different
Yeah.
quality.
My high point is Infinity War as well.
I
And
mean,
then
Infinity War, like the thing is this Infinity War is a better movie than Endgame in terms of craft, less plot holes, but Endgame's the payoff. I love Endgame.
by numbers, Endgame is higher than Infinity War.
That's an
But
insane thing.
the the best reviewed out of Phase 3 is
Or
Spider-Man Far From Home.
really?
It's a 91,
That's
95.
crazy because it's like Marvel's forgotten one. It's
I
weird.
know.
Everyone
Yeah.
forgets about that.
And then the lowest is Captain Marvel, but it has to be said, it's completely and tanked by like
It it's been the review bomb of like it's a woman
yes,
superhero. It's
because
fucking
it's a
horseshit.
79.45. And in no way is that fair.
No, I don't think Captain Marvel.
I don't like it, but that's a really unfair score.
Yeah, my thing was that I liked. I would say Captain Marvel is an above average film, but I will say I really detest when Marvel now does stuff like Phase One. And I understand you're always supposed to like restart, but I don't think you have to make it so straightforward. My biggest thing with Marvel in general is their villains suck. I've always said that. It goes to the comics. Outside of 5 characters, I think all of Marvel's villains kind of blow chunks. And which is why when people want to compare rogues galleries with DC, I'm like, this isn't even a contest, so why are we talking? Um,
That's
but
fair.
the thing is, like, I hate Marvel. Like one of the reasons why I got so into Marvel Avengers and Post was because we started doing different stuff. I hate the what if we just did the evil version against them? Like that's one thing I love about Batman. They've never tried to do the they've never tried to go figure out, well, who's the anti-Batman and make him against Batman. They
Yeah,
don't
I
do
mean
that.
that's kind of been a running theme with Marvel for a long
I know,
time.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
So Phase 3 as a whole, I'm going to give a 7
Okay.
because I think most of them are good movies. A couple that I think are very average. Also, Doctor Strange is a little bit strange because I love it visually because it's the most creative out of any of the Marvels, but the story is like the most forgettable.
I really wish Sam Raimi would have got to do that one
That would have been fun, yeah.
because I think that would have really given it a different tone and edge. But I just think and it's not like Scott Derrickson's a bad director. I
No,
just,
it's fun.
I think it was an inspired choice that they didn't give him the rope to make it probably what he could have. I think they went
Yeah,
too Marvel. That is where I I'm sick of the Marvel formula, and I really want them to just start hiring some different people and be like, no, you hired this person to make the X-Men, not Marvel's inbox serial prize X-Men. You hired them to make the X-Men.
that's my criticism as Marvel as a whole.
So that's why I want to see them do stuff like that. I will give Phase 3 an 8. I just think no franchise outside of Lord of the Rings, no franchise has ever stuck the landing better than Marvel. None of them.
Uh, except they made a bunch of movies after.
Their entire build was to Endgame, and they did it, and their epilogue to it.
Especially considering Phase 3 does not end with Endgame. It ends with Spider-Man Far From Home.
Well, it's their epilogue. It's kind of
That is the
whatever.
dumbest. That doesn't make any sense.
I was
But
fine with it because you had to go somewhere, and at least they're like,
critic,
let's do a character that I think that's one of the most compelling parts about that movie is that character's dealing with the grief of I've lost my
yeah,
mentor and a pseudo father figure, and I need to honor his legacy.
they would have made more sense as a start to Phase 4, in my opinion. But
I
whatever.
agree, but
Critic average was 89.18. Audience 83.27.
that's not shocking.
So out of 40, the score is 32.25.
Alrighty.
I would say, yeah, that makes sense.
That's more than fair. I'm shocked it got in the 32 range because I would say there's one. I know I'm in the minority, but I would say there's one bad movie, 3 literal average movies that when I'm saying above average, I'm talking like 62 to 66% above average. Not like, oh, it's above average and it's I think they are D minuses. I don't think they're C's.
Yeah. And now we get pretty much the exact opposite of Marvel because you have people who are viewing them as classics,
Yep.
therefore they're more highly regarded.
Mm-hmm.
So that is also you do get way more what I'll just call normies watching Marvel, and you don't really get that with the Universal monster movies.
You have to. I have never once gotten someone to watch a Universal monster movie with me. I always have to watch it alone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You are the
I could see a marathon. That'd be kind of fun to do that. But
you
yeah, I
are
don't
the
think
only
most people
person
would
in
be
my
down
life that
for it.
I could guarantee I could get to sit down and watch some of those movies. And I don't think you'd watch
Yeah,
all of them. I think you'd pick and choose.
not in the as a whole, no. But the eight we're looking at, I do think are all. Actually, I wouldn't. The Mummy, the original Mummy,
It's not
is
great.
rough.
It's not great.
It's boring as fuck.
So let's go through. Name them all.
You got Dracula,
Good.
1931.
Is it great? I'm gonna say good.
I think it's good. Yeah. For Frankenstein, 1931.
Great.
I would agree. The Mummy, 1932.
Below average.
It's it's hard to even give it a six. That's how boring it is to
It's
me.
very boring.
Bride of Frankenstein,
Absolutely phenomenal.
1935.
Fucking great.
The Invisible Man, 1933.
Good.
The problem I have with Invisible Man is the most iconic part of that movie is in the beginning of the movie
When he's
when he
undoing everything.
starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he starts unraveling.
Claude Rains, though, my
Wolf
man. Claude Rains is great.
Claude Rains is great. I mean, he's great in everything.
Yeah.
He's really great. And Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. He's a complete bastard in it, but he's really good at. The Wolfman, 1941.
Love it. I would say it's above average, not great.
It's above average, yeah, but also kind of rough at points.
Yeah.
Hey, you get Claude Rains again as the dad.
Mm-hmm.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, 1954.
Good, not great.
I think it's the most underrated of these. I think it's pretty solid. And then Phantom of the Opera, 1925.
Um,
That one's the toughest to view because it is a silent movie.
it's a straightforward because it's just tough to watch. It really is.
It's not. It's not viewer friendly.
No.
That's what I would say about all silent movies. You
No.
really have to kind of look at the craft more than the movie itself.
Yeah.
Which is tough for a modern audience, especially considering nowadays people can't go 10 minutes without being on their phone. So
I will
silent
say
movies
this.
are not going to
Even as
work.
someone who loves the Universal monsters, they're phone movies a lot of the time. Where I get really invested and I really want to do it, and then they get very slow. It's an old style of filmmaking. It's an old craft, and you either love it or you hate it. There's
Mhm.
not a lot of in between, or I shouldn't say that. It's you love it or you're completely indifferent to it because you just think it's old and out of touch. Also,
But
I will say this: Young Frankenstein, which is not part of it, ironically, would be the best or the second best of all of them. And it's not even technically it's obviously not a Universal monster movie.
hard to compare. Yeah.
But that is what obviously comedy versus those are horror movies. But take that away, just look at the craft of the film and everything. That is what an audience friendly version of the Universal monsters is.
Yeah, that's true. Also, it's the Universal monsters as a whole is kind of like looking at a theater troupe.
Yeah.
Like, because there's a lot of actors, they just keep throwing the same ones in there. I have no problem with that. I like it actually. It's kind of like Frank Capra like uses 10 actors
Yeah.
and everything, and I'm like, I
Well,
love it.
you got your team together. I think that's the
Yeah.
interesting thing is um when you look at those kind of things, it's really interesting, which is why when you look at the Universal monsters, they're almost always packaged with like the black cat and other movies
Yeah.
of the ilk at the time because they had Bela
Well,
Lugosi or they had Boris Karloff and
there's like 60 Universal monster movies in total.
yes.
We just chose 8 because it's literally the grouping that I had of classic monster essentials. So
Well, it's also beyond that. It's the truest representation of that franchise
I would agree. Yeah.
that actually does have merit to say it belongs here because I think it's very obvious from this conversation what's going to win. But I think it's
Well, you might be
I might be
surprised.
surprised. The one thing I will say about it is this was the one I fought the most for where I said it has to be in, it's not a play in. Because I don't want this deserves to be in just from the status of it's the first. It's the first franchise of film ever. It deserves to be in over anything
Yeah.
else. Well, just
Um,
yeah, like overall
Dracula.
7.5.
Dracula is Dracula is a little bit more boring
Mm-hmm.
than I think people realize.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of dull points in it. I do love like all the mirror stuff.
If you want to watch
Hello
Dracula,
Lugosi. Yeah.
watch the highlights of this film on YouTube and go watch Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. If you want
Yeah.
true
That's fair.
Dracula, watch that.
Frankenstein, I think, is a fantastic movie.
I agree.
Bride of Frankenstein, also really good.
Best there is. It's the best of all of them.
I mean, a running theme throughout the whole thing is all of them have like really abrupt endings,
Yes, they
like
do.
every single one. Um, so yeah, The Mummy is boring.
Mm-hmm.
Invisible Man's very solid, but again, it's very abrupt ending, weird ending, I would also say. Um, so you said 7.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I think this is a 7 because I do think there's a lot of great quality and a lot of pretty dull points. So yeah, out of 40, well, actually, critic score 91.75.
That's not shocking.
Not shocking at all. If I was gonna say if what's the thing that's gonna get over 90%, I would have said this purely because they're classics.
Well, I also think two of them get revisited, and it's the best two. Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein are the only two that are revisited on a regular basis by people who are going to review them.
Yeah, Bride of Frankenstein is the best reviewed. Creature from the Black Lagoon is the worst, which I don't think is fair.
Yeah, definitely
Um,
not.
audience average is 81.25. So out of 40, you got 31.81.
Wow, a lot closer. I could have
And
made the difference.
that's why I said you might be surprised because when I saw 91, I was like, it has a shot.
Well, again, this is another one. It could have easily made it out of round two if we were rigging these to just say who
Yeah.
deserves to go further. I I think you either have to love it or you don't with those. If people really wanted my recommendations, I'd say three are really worthwhile to go see. I would still recommend people watch Dracula, but I'd be more of like, no, this is where we came from. Look at the atmosphere, look at the art direction, look at the costuming, look at that stuff. But when you want to watch a compelling narrative, go watch Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein.
I would say those two are must watch movies.
I would agree. It's one of those where I've often said when we talked about you doing kind of like your own uh, film course like
Hmm.
series, Bride of Frankenstein is certainly one where if I were running a film class, I'd be like, we are going to watch Bride of Frankenstein.
Also, it, I think it's underrated how iconic those the looks of every character is. Because like
It's the basis for everything.
Frankenstein, Frankenstein does not look like Frankenstein if not for that movie.
Correct.
Bride of Frankenstein is iconic as well. So like, there's a lot of
Well,
truly iconic.
this should tell you. I just watched The Bride.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Fucking loved it. Absolutely loved it. And Jessie Buckley. Holy shit, is she good.
She's great. She's a great actress.
But yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen a departure completely from the look of Bride of Frankenstein, and I've accepted it. That's how
Mm.
iconic that is, where I'm so in love with that depiction of the Bride of Frankenstein that I've considered getting that tattooed. I fucking love the Bride of Frankenstein. And she's in
That'd, that'd make a pretty killer sleeve. All the Universal monster stuff.
she's in what, 45 seconds of the movie? She's barely in it.
It's not much,
It's a
yeah.
hiss and it's just incredible. She's just incredible. Like,
She is great. Um, okay. Is that the last matchup?
no, we got two more, dude.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Um, well,
For
it's
some
one.
reason, I thought we were winding down.
No, well, we got two more matchups. It's just they're two. They're probably the two least interesting. We should have started on this end. We have Halloween versus John Wick. Right, so I know you want to talk about John Wick.
Okay, so we got one person arguing heavy for one franchise and the other for the other.
Correct.
Because
You can't argue Halloween, Dylan. You can't do it, man.
I can, because it's personal taste. I can't, I'll say, in terms of if I'm looking at them objectively, yes, John Wick is better movies overall. But I love Halloween so much. I think
So,
the first one is a top 25 movie. I'm pretty sure it's in my top 25.
so you're saying your personal top 25.
Yeah, yes.
So here's what I will argue with you, and I will agree with you on this. I fucking loved watching Halloween when we did it in October. I cannot wait to watch more stuff of that ilk. You have a very good recommendation system for the horror movies you say to go back and watch, and you're very
Mhm.
honest about them. Halloween would be one where I would put it in film course, where I said, you need to watch this. You need to watch the original Halloween.
100%.
But then you had me watch Halloween 6.
Yeah, but that's so fun. It's so bad.
And it's awful. I love it because I'm probably going to watch it with Hannah and be like, no, Hannah, we need to watch how bad this is.
To be, you need to watch the producer's cut though of Halloween 6 because that one's the worst one in my opinion. It makes the most sense, but it's weirder.
Would you be down if we did movie night and we did the same experiment, Halloween and Halloween 6?
It's fine with me. Or we can watch the worst reviewed is not Halloween 6. It's Halloween Resurrection, which has Tyra Banks in it.
Ooh.
Tyra Banks and
America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks.
yes, and Busta Rhymes. That's one of the main stars in it.
It's important to remember,
And
not Buster, Busta.
Busta.
You said it
the
correctly, but I just want to put the emphasis on this is Busta Rhymes.
the strangest thing about a Halloween Resurrection is Busta Rhymes somehow had so much power to negotiate with the producers that he literally would rewrite his entire character, and then there's like straight up weird ass kung fu stuff that he's throwing in there for no reason, and that comes in play at the end. It is the dumbest fucking movie.
Okay, so let's go over what movies are being considered as Halloween.
Every single one I threw in except the reboot of Rob Zombie.
Okay, so this is but in this does this include the new ones with old Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes,
Oh wow, interesting.
because
Because they already have multiple timelines, so
because there's 3 technical starts with Jamie Lee Curtis alone.
yeah.
Because you have Halloween H2O is a sequel to it. Halloween 2 is a sequel to.
First of all, what a terrible title.
H2O?
Yeah.
Well, technically it's H20.
I know, but it's meant to look like H2O. What a bad idea. That's some 90s bullshit at its finest, my friend.
That's one of the more underrated ones. Halloween 2 is a sequel to Halloween, and then Halloween 2018 is a sequel to Halloween. And that's also where you get Halloween as a sequel to Halloween.
Yes.
I hate that modern trend, but it is what it is.
So, also, in its defense, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, that shit slaps. That's fun.
That is in here. Yeah. I almost didn't put it in there because it
It's
didn't involve like the main storyline.
yeah.
But I was like, Jamie Lee Curtis is technically in it. They're playing Halloween on a TV.
There you go.
So
Halloween 3 slaps. That's fun.
Halloween 1 is fantastic. Halloween 4 I think is really underrated. I think solid. Halloween 5 is batshit. Halloween 6 is batshit. Halloween
No. It's
H2O.
important to note bad shit can be good in some ways.
Oh,
This is
no,
not good in this sense.
all of these I'm saying are batshit, and when I'm saying batshit, I mean they're batshit good. Because I love all of these. Like even Resurrection, it's a terrible movie, but I love it.
So you need to put the qualifier in there if we're trying to be fair here.
No, it's a personal taste.
Dylan, I gave you 10 for Harry Potter, which it didn't deserve. Okay?
I'm not giving a 10 to Halloween.
You're
I'm just
sounding
gonna
like you're going to give it a higher
no.
score than it deserves.
Trust me, the numbers are not friendly to it. Halloween 2018 is good. Halloween Kills sucks. That's my least favorite of all of them, which is saying something. Halloween Ends is pretty bad too. So, critic average 41.81. That's why I said it really won't matter what
Wait,
I give it.
what was the worst movie in the tournament? Was it Batman and Robin?
So the worst on Rotten Tomatoes is Batman and Robin, followed by Halloween
I was
Resurrection.
going to say one of the Halloween movies has to be in there.
So in terms of averages, Batman and Robin has a 13.5. Halloween Resurrection is a 17. That's a pretty big jump in terms of like Batman and Robin is bad.
It is bad. It's bad.
And Letterboxd, on Letterboxd, Halloween Resurrection is the worst reviewed.
Yeah. Okay.
1.6.
Okay. So what is your Halloween score?
Well, okay, the critic was 41.81, audience was 52.54.
Ooh.
So, not much higher, let's be honest. I'm going to give it a 6.5.
You know what? I commend you. That's a lot more fair than I thought you were going to be.
Because I would give Halloween 1 a 9. All the rest, yeah.
So here's the thing. Halloween, the original, I can go 8.5 on. It's really good. Halloween 3, I think I could see as high as a 7 for me personally. And then my only other entry into this franchise that I have seen of the qualifying films is 6, which while I enjoyed my time with, can't be higher than a 3. So
I think that's fair.
so
By the way, the critic score for Halloween 6 is an 8. So yeah, it's not well liked.
So with that being said, I will give a 5.5. I will give a 6 to Halloween because it is groundbreaking, and unfortunately, it has been the trend it started was not a good trend. Everyone was cheap knockoffs of this, but
True.
it was tremendous.
But
so I'm going to say 6 for Halloween.
I think this might be the lowest score we have had.
I'm not shocked.
It is a 21.93.
Ooh. I gotta find my notes from the last one because I think something might have hit the teens. But I'm not sure.
Okay, let's talk about John Wick now.
Well, you love John Wick. Yeah, I know you're excited about it. So,
okay, you have John Wick 1. Great movie.
Great movie.
With John Wick 2.
Great movie.
It's okay.
I think John Wick 2 is better than John Wick.
No. And then you have John Wick 3 and 4, which are pretty much John Wick 2. Just longer and more pointless.
Wick 3 becomes what I how do I say this? Wick 3 is where it becomes a franchise. You know that thing that franchises do where eventually they get to the point where the only thing they're capable of being is that franchise? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say John Wick 3 is where it jumps the shark.
But here that's what I'm saying kind of to the
It
point.
almost becomes a fantasy franchise at
Well,
that
that's what
point.
I'm saying is
Or
it
sci-fi, I
it's
guess.
it becomes this thing where it ceases to be what a great action franchise. And the only thing it can be is a great John Wick movie. And it's a flavor of ice cream and you like the flavor or you don't. But it stops going. I would argue 1 and 2 are still holy shit, these are amazing action movies. Kind of like Die Hard.
I
Die Hard is an amazing action movie. By the time you get to 3 and 4, they are only capable of being good Die Hard movies, not good
I
action movies.
I like the first one because it felt so fresh
Oh, so
at
good.
that point in time. John
Also,
Wick.
could you argue in our lifetime one of, if not the most unexpected great movies of all time in our lifetime?
Definitely one of them. I don't
Because,
know about the most,
but
but
he's coming off of 47 Ronin. He's
yeah,
coming off of a bunch of like Keanu Reeves was dead. His
I was going to
career
say,
was dead.
yes, it was literally non-existent at that point, pretty much.
It was if you cast Keanu Reeves, you are telling this audience, don't see this movie.
I think he had a better renaissance than Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that lately. McConaughey's kind of fallen off again. He did, you know,
Uh,
he did Mud, Dallas Buyers, Interstellar, and then after Interstellar, he kind of just went. He faded away. True
he's
Detective,
still,
obviously, as well, but
yeah. Well, that's the best show of all time this season. I love it. Um, but like I said, John Wick 3 and 4, and I really hate what John Wick has like made the action franchise into.
I think you hate.
I hate the influence of it.
Okay, which do you hate more? The influence that Deadpool has done, or the influence that John Wick has done?
Deadpool, 100%.
I was gonna say I thought it might be close though because you really hate what
Because
John
I
Wick
don't
did.
watch it. I don't watch that many pure action movies, and that's mostly where you're going to see John Wick influence.
Yeah.
Whereas Deadpool is just seeped into every corner of the pop culture. I hate it.
Okay. I just think very few movies in history have ever done action and action set pieces better than John Wick. Very few.
What was the one where he's on the stairs that we did during our action
4,
tournament?
which I love it, but it's ridiculous.
It
It's
is
absurd. It's the fact that they let him climb the whole stairs and then get
like
knocked
three
down.
times.
Well, it's only twice, but remember, he doesn't just fall down like a set of stairs. He
No,
falls
no, it's
down
all
the
the way
whole
down.
staircase. And it's like 200 some steps. And you're like, John, come
That's where
on.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
This is just so pointless. Yeah, but I have to say, they are objectively good action movies.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to give it a 6.5
I,
because I'm on the higher end of average.
I will say it's can be too one notish, but this is a 7.5 at the very least. John Wick is way too good to get into sixes.
Out of 40. Oh, actually, critic average was 89.5.
Not shocking.
And the best reviewed one is number 4.
I, 4 is good. It's a good movie.
Way too long.
I would say it's the least of the 4, but
Audience average was 86.5.
mhm.
So very solid franchise. Out of 40, 31.6.
Okay. Hey, that's competitive with a lot of stuff.
Just to illustrate the point, the critic plus the audience plus either one of our scores is higher than Halloween. So kind of hard to argue.
Fair. All right, so Wick's moving on. Do you have any parting words for your beloved Halloween?
No, I mean, I said it. I love it.
All right.
I, s- I can let that one go though.
And we phase now into our final matchup of round one in this quote rapid fire episode that's already 2 hours long. So, Rocky versus Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm going to go Rocky extremely quickly because I said everything I need to say about Rocky. Rocky is as meh as it gets for me. I don't think it's that good. I think I gave it a 5 on the last run in the play-ins. Maybe a 6 or a 5.5. I'm trying to remember. No, I gave Rocky. Huh. Oh no, I gave Rocky a 3.5. um, it's not that bad. I would say Rocky's like a 5.5.
I think this is going to come down to purely down to
Us?
the critics
Oh, okay.
because you have one where I think the critic score will be higher, which is Rocky, and then one where I think our score is going to be way higher.
The thing is this. I think if it's that magic of how bad just two bad movies get you. Because I think the first three Pirates of the Caribbean movies are all going to have really nice scores.
The first one, I literally love that movie so much.
I've been seeing, I shouldn't say I've been watching, almost every other clip I've been getting on Instagram lately is is like modern writers being like, "No, you don't understand how good Pirates 1 is." Like
It's amazing.
it's such a well-written film. So I just I think Rocky's an average movie. I think all the Rocky it's just as
That's fair.
straightforward as it gets, which is why I'm saying it's a 5.5. Pirates,
What I would say is the best Rocky is not even close to the best Pirates in my
I would
opinion.
agree with that. I think the
And
writing is impeccable in one, and the other
and
one is not.
the worst Pirates is better than the worst Rocky as well.
I think people would argue you on that one. However, from my knowledge of it, I would agree. However, I
I mean,
will say
I despise Pirates 5.
I do
Don't
too.
get me
I
wrong.
was about to say I'm looking through very quickly, just very, very quickly.
But Rocky 5 is worse.
Of the films I have seen that are eligible in this entire episode, there is only one movie I know of that I think I may have a more negative opinion on than Pirates 5. Of the ones I've seen, and that is Terminator Genesis.
Yeah. So are you sticking with your 3.5 for Rocky?
So I will bring Rocky up to a 5.5. I think that's what I gave it. I don't think I could have given. Well, the thing is, I'm doing it like I'm looking, and originally out of 10, I gave Rocky a 3.5, and then I multiplied it up to 7 to do out of 20 to do the math before.
Yes,
And then I
yes.
think I just kind of gave an amalgam. I'm like, okay, Rocky's better than I thought. I'll try to be more fair, but I don't think Rocky's a standout. Pirates of the Caribbean is where you have a real discussion of what this quality is. Pirates, I
But one
think,
sec,
is going to
I,
be
I
huge.
can I can add up Rocky immediately.
Yeah.
As a whole, Rocky got a 25.18
Okay.
because I gave it a 6.5. Now let's talk about Pirates.
All right. So Rocky at a 25.18.
Yep,
Okay. First one, legitimately great.
fantastic.
Pirates 2, underrated, good movie.
I really like the second one. I like how dark it is.
I agree. I wish it would have been darker.
Well, I'll say that about most movies.
Right. And the thing is this, what's funny is the movies that try to go too dark, I'm like, why'd you go so fucking dark? But
Well,
usually most movies I'm like, go darker. But
it's because most of the time darker means more dour
yeah,
a lot and more melancholy, which you have to have a solid director for that.
yes you do. And then Pirates 3, I think is a really good movie. I enjoy Pirates 3.
I enjoy it, but I don't think it's great.
I think it's good. I said it was a fair. I thought it was a pretty good movie. But again, and also if we're giving credit to it back in the day, Davy Jones, huge mocap performance. All the pirates on the Flying Dutchman are huge
Mhm.
CGI mocap characters.
A lot of the times when I'm watching Corridor Crew, which is a YouTube channel that's great, they always bring up Davy Jones as like one of the best visual effects in history.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, to me,
And
when
it
you
holds up.
well, the thing is this: when you look at mocap, to me, the hierarchy is Gollum. Davy Jones is a very close second because I think the performance is better in Gollum, which is saying a lot because I think Davy Jones, Bill Nye is incredible.
Mhm.
And then I would go by pure technology, Jar Jar Binks, because you're like, how the fuck did they pull this shit off? And then I'd go Caesar, even though Caesar's way better than Jar Jar as a character. It's not even a question character wise, but mocap wise, I would say Jar Jar over Caesar because you got almost 20 years difference built off of that of its back. But
On Stranger Tides is just about the most average movie of all time.
so I'm being honest here. I like On Stranger Tides, but I would view that as a below average movie. The writing's not great. It just kind of doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's very much a if you like Jack Sparrow, you'll probably enjoy your time with it, but you're not going to be like, oh, I love On Stranger Tides. I used to be someone's like Stranger Tides is my favorite. And then I revisit it. I'm like, no, it ain't.
Also, I see a lot of online hate for um, the Elizabeth character.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I think she's likable.
I don't. I don't know what. I don't know what parts of the internet you're on. I
It's probably just like, again, they don't like seeing a strong female,
I would agree with that, bro.
honestly.
I would say it's probably where the criticism's founded. Elizabeth's way too strong and good of a character, well performed. Keira Knightley is also very endearing. She's not a Brie Larson like we talked about earlier. That's
Oh, she's the
abrasive
best.
towards media. She's very inclusive and kind to people in media. So I can't see anyone being like Keira Knightley sucks. Like, if you're just like I hate period piece Keira Knightley stuff, like I don't watch it because it's not
I
usually
mean,
my cup of
you're
tea.
wrong, but
I know you will say that. And I'm not saying you are wrong for saying that. I'm just saying most people they know like I don't watch those movies because most of the time, especially at the time they were released, I know they're not movies that I was going to fawn over. Now I
mhm.
might as more of a critic idea like even The Bride is a movie that 10, 15 years ago, I don't know if I would have went in going like, "Oh my god, fantastic." But now with more of a critical
Yeah.
lens, I'll go in and go, holy shit. I would have went in simply because it was Bride of Frankenstein, so that's gonna be cool. Not thinking about it from the performance aspect. So yeah, I would say it's great, very good, very good, below average. I'm trying to think of a better word than dog shit. But Pirates 5 is dog shit.
Eh, a
It's,
dumpster fire, maybe.
it's
It is really bad.
Dylan,
You know what's you know what the funny part though? On Stranger Tides is the worst reviewed one.
again, it's coming down. And then you get the bump of hair from people just quitting on the franchise. So you only have people that want to see the franchise doing it. I'm going to say something, and I don't think I'm wrong here. I would argue Batman and Robin is better than Pirates 5.
No, I wouldn't say that. In terms of quality, no.
Pirates 5 is fucking terrible, dude.
I mean, I would definitely want to watch Batman and Robin before I watch
That's the
Pirates
thing.
5.
To me, once you get into dog
But
shit territory,
Batman and Robin is a worse movie.
because here's the thing. I want to say this. I think Batman and Robin is dog shit. Okay. So once you're comparing dog shit, you don't have much to stand on. I think the only qualifier you can have is what would I rather watch? And I think I'd rather watch Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin, granted, yes, it came out as a child, but I revile that film. I think
Who's the bad guy in Pirates 5? Oh,
it's
Javier
Bardem.
Bardem.
That's the thing. It's even worse because you're like, how did you think? Because the thing is this: I can look back in
Yeah.
history and go, in what way did you think I love Arnold? In what way did you think Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to play this very complex, sympathetic Mr. Freeze?
Mhm.
In what world did you think? And then you were going to give him ice puns. How did you think that was going to work? But Javier Bardem, where they're trying to play him very serious and the rest of this movie that's fucking terrible.
Pirates 5, talk about jumping the shark. My God.
It's so bad. And they just made another on Stranger Tides level. I don't know, it's weird, but whatever. It's pirates. If you like pirates, you'll have fun with it movie. It would have been fine.
The problem with Pirates 5 to me is it jumped in scope, but that also meant a downfall in quality. So,
It's
I
just
mean,
so bad.
the critic average is 47.4.
What?
Okay,
But again, they don't have that many movies, so it's one movie bringing them way down.
it's not.
It's two movies bringing them way down.
Critic score, I'll just say all of them. Number 1, 79. Number 2, 53.
What?
Number 3, 43.
What?
Number 4, 32. And 5, 30. So only one of them has a fresh score.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
And the audience average is 68.8.
Could you go through those quick, just so I can hear them?
86, 72, 72, 54, and 60.
60% of audiences. Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't trust audiences ever again after that score. But
I mean, there is a lot of weird things. I'm going to give Pirates a 7.5 because I legit. Number 1 is an 8, without a doubt.
That's a very high score for you, yes.
And then I would give 2, 7.5. I give 3, 7.
Okay.
And then, 4 and 5. I don't know what the fuck I'd give them, but.
Okay, so here's what I'll give you as well 8.5, 7.25, 7.5, 5, 1.
No.
I really think Pirates 5 is that bad. It might. Here's the thing. I'll take it back. Actually, no, I won't. I haven't seen Genesis all the way through in one run. It could be better than Pirates 5. It could
It's
be.
close. It's a toss up.
Pirates 5. Here's what I'm feeling this now. I'm getting all these feelings now, fresh. That may have been one of the most insulting movies I've ever seen in a theater. Where I just went, you want people to pay for this.
Well, it's also extremely ugly. It's not a good looking movie.
It's a gross looking movie. And especially Pirates, Curse of the Black Pearl is beautiful to watch.
Yes, well, it helps that you have a director who actually can make a movie.
What are you talking about? Gore Verbinski knows what he's doing? Crazy.
He does.
That's what I'm saying.
In terms of
it's not
actually in terms of most things he makes, actually.
No, that's what I'm saying. Gore Verbinski is good. I was just joking around with that comment, but
what's your score for Pirates as a whole?
7.
Okay.
I was gonna go 7.5, but I'm taking 0.25 off for insult, so 7.25 is my final score for Pirates of the
Caribbean. Okay, so it's a very close call, but Pirates takes it 26.37. But in terms of the Letterboxd 4.0 club, Pirates 1 is in there. It's a 4.0.
This is such a schizophrenic fucking franchise, man.
Yeah. Also, Rocky was also in the 4.0 club. It's 4.1.
That's wrong. Rocky sucks.
But it's the only one that's a 4.
I was about to say, I'm joking around. Rocky is above average. Rocky is not good. Rocky is not great. It's above average to me.
I think most of them are average movies. So
I'm saying Rocky, the original, is an above average movie to me.
Oh, no, it's a good movie.
The more I dwell on it, the more I go, this movie sucks. And it's not fair, which is why I'm bringing it back to.
Definitely not.
The creep factor with Adrian is really, I really hate the writing of Rocky 1. I really hate it.
That is more
product of its time kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's the 70s. It's gritty. It's real.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that is our final. So going into the next round, we add letterboxed, if I recall correctly,
Yep.
which is going to make things more interesting. We have a civil war of Spielberg, Jurassic Park versus Indiana Jones. We have Marvel's Phase 2 versus one of the little engines that could, How to Train Your Dragon. We have Toy Story taking on Star Wars. We have The Godfather taking on The Dark Knight.
That's a good
That's
matchup.
a good matchup. We have Lord of the Rings taking on Mission Impossible. We have Harry Potter taking on Evil Dead. I think that's going to turn into another one of those. One of us is arguing for these, the other one is arguing for another one.
Probably.
You have James Bond barely eking in against Marvel's Phase 3. And the final matchup will be, if I'm just previewing it like a sportscaster, I think you're going to be stuck with John Wick for another week here, Dylan. Because we have John Wick versus Pirates of the Caribbean. And we just heard the math doesn't do very well for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, maybe letterbox. You never know.
That's a big valley to try to dig yourself out of, man.
Yeah.
But that will be the round 2 matchups. So we're gonna have round 2 episode, a round 3 episode, and then we're gonna do the final 4 and the final with kind of some tail of the tape stuff as well to end March. But that has been this episode of round 1. We hope you guys enjoyed it. A special presentation from the Wisco Movie Watchers Club. And those Davies boys, go check out more. And then if you'd like to join us live for a recording, go on over to Really Snappy over on Twitch, and you can find us almost every single week pretty much going through stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching, listening, learning, lurking, wherever you may be. Take care of yourselves and have a grand old time. Peace, love and hugs to you all.
Bye.
Bye. Hey friends, thanks for sticking with this here project of ours. If you want more great entertainment, check out those Davies boys on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram for the Wisco Movie Watchers podcast and Wisco Movie Watchers Club specials and game shows. Or if you want to be part of a live recording, check us out on the Really Snappy channel over on Twitch. You may just have some of your thoughts make our final show. And if you're into gaming, be sure to check out our sister channel, Really Snappy Gaming, on YouTube. That's all, folks. See you down the road. And as always, peace, love, and hugs to you all.